for a child.
Morning.
Color commentary crew, you have something that I want. You may think you know the value of what you have, but you do not. Thankfully, Grogu, we were able to rescue you. Oh, my thank goodness! It's time for you to go with your people. Oh, you want to see my face?
Oh, Joe, we about to see his face, y'all.
We didn't really talk about this, but okay.
Man, I bet he's cool, man. He's gotta be like the coolest dude. What the? Huh? That's the Mandalorian? He's straight basic. I see he don't shave.
But
Golly. I mean, don't they usually get like the best looking model dudes to be the top cool guy? Yeah.
I don't have enough
time
for basic grooming things. This is the way.
Put that back on. You're much cooler. Much cooler.
All right. It is time once again for yet another episode of Color Commentary where we give you views from a different side. I, of course, am your host, Rashad, and here is my compadre, Mr. Charlie Taylor.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Chuck Taylor here with you. Yes, it's been a long time coming. Can't wait to get in on Mandalorian. I got a lot to say about this. I know we're a little late, but 2020. Put the blame on 2020.
Oh, right, exactly. Let's go ahead.
Make sure you guys like and subscribe to us. We got a lot of new content coming out. We definitely want to be all in your lives.
Like and subscribe. This is the way. Real the struggle is. All right. Mr. Chuck Taylor, why don't you go ahead and give us a quick non-spoiler review of Season 2 of The Mandalorian. What's your thoughts there, sir?
All right, non-spoiler. It was great. It was awesome. Loved the series. The second season definitely lives up to the hype. Baby Yoda is awesome. I definitely like the connection that the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda guy. They had a lot of cool battles, a lot of cool episodes and fights, and it all worked out great. I didn't dislike anything really of the whole season 2. It was really a fun watch. Sad to see it end. Had some crazy things in it. Crazy people at the end of the season. Definitely got me hyped for number 3. So yeah. So I enjoyed it. Try not to spoil anything because everything I say will spoil it. Hopefully you've seen it by now.
Right, basically, yes. Everything you can say. Yes, Mandalorian, the second season, was one of the best shows. One of the best things that happened in 2020. Hands down, I think that top 10, I think there's very few people that are at least Star Wars fans or at least fans of sci-fi material in general would disagree with that. Mandalorian is definitely one of the top 10 things to come out. The show is very well thought out. It makes sense. It's interesting. Every episode, whether there's highs or lows in the episode, it still makes you want to watch the next episode. You may like some episodes better than others, but there's none of them that are bad, in my opinion. Every episode you get to see a little bit more of, the progression of the different characters, their arcs. And then if you are a big Star Wars fan, it really relates well to what's going on in the rest of the universe. Because it's like the first season, you're like, okay, we're checking out, what's going on with the Mandalorian. Now the second season, we're kind of starting to see, all right, well, what's going on with everybody else at this time? And they do a very good job of weaving that all together. It's very, very interesting for me. I really love the show. Let's go ahead and get into the spoiler review. Spoiler. Spoiler fall to the dark side. Let's go ahead and switch our videos here. Oh, there we go. To the Mandalorian. All right, Mr. Chuck Taylor, what are your feelings, sir, on the Mandalorian? Your spoiler review, sir.
So going into this season, it was a lot of hype from last season. So I was like, oh man, how are they gonna live up to that? The climax of the show, Moff Gideon, everything. How was that? Was coming apart, coming in. So I was very hyped. So getting into the show, seeing that this time it's about we found out his name is Grogu, but Baby Yoda, basically finding Baby Yoda's
His name is still Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda to me. I don't really like Grogu, but it's cool. That's what they named him. So I enjoyed seeing like the little I guess it was like it reminded me like someone doing like a big long road trip, and then you get to see like little episodes or stops of like different along the way to get to their destination. So it was kind of cool. You know, you had like the one with the big spiders chasing people. That was a cool episode to me. And like I didn't think we would get something like that with Star Wars. That was kind of like Indiana Jones's a little bit. It's like, oh, some crazy stuff is coming at him. That was kind of cool. And then seeing him, you know, take his crappy beat up ship and basically fly it to other planets to try to, you know, get the information to find where Grogu was, Baby Yoda, where a Jedi was, so they could send him back to with the Jedi, his culture, his race, I guess. It's not really his race. What is a Jedi? Like, not the race, but
cult.
their cult. Well, his people, I guess, you know. And I enjoy seeing, like, with this season they brought in some of the Jedi. You got to see what's this?
Ahsoka.
What's the girl name? Ahsoka. I don't know her name. Huh?
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. Okay.
Ahsoka.
Say that out loud. Ahsoka. Yeah, it was cool seeing her. She was killing with the double blade. I guess let me say, I'm not the Star Wars nerd like my buddy over here that knows like all the ships and, you know, every, you know, Starship Trooper person's name. Like, I don't know all that, so I'm just kind of coming in. I like watching some of the movies. For me. Huh?
I said, don't put me out there, man, because the real Star Wars nerds come for me, bro.
They'll go for you. So
that was in there.
I didn't ever watch the Clone Wars cartoon or anything, so I didn't really know who she was until you know, I'm gonna watch them now. I started watching them now, but it definitely got me hyped to see her, because I was like, oh, there's like, you know, it's a female, you know, Jedi that's, you know, really doing some work out here, and I really like that episode. She really kicks some tail. So I'm excited to see that she has her own series coming out. That's gonna be really cool.
Rosario Dawson is the person. So.
She is like the Netflix, Disney Plus. She's like those small series, well, the comic book series person. Mm-hmm. She's like on every type of Marvel, DC show.
Right.
She can be on. I guess seeing what was his name? Boba Fett. The Boba Fett story, how that tied in was really cool. How he like tracked him down. Then once he got his armor, like he was killing with that armor. I was like, oh, so he got his armor. He was blowing up ships and killing like all the Starship Troopers, which isn't hard. I guess that would be one flaw I would say. Is the troopers are just, there's no reason for them to ever be on it. There must not be anybody on the ship, because they don't stop a soul. Like, they never hit anybody. Nobody gets hurt on the good side. All the Starship Troopers die. Everyone.
Except that next to last episode. That's finally when they like shoot somebody. Remember when they have to rescue the Mandalorian and the other guy from the first season?
Oh, you mean when they were when they went to that base?
Yeah. On
that planet? Yeah, that was a good episode. I love that. That episode was really good. What's the guy that plays what is his name?
Billy Miles or something like that?
I don't know. But I love like him and Mando work really well together. Because Mando is like all straightforward, like I'm serious all the time, and he like jokes around the whole episode, and he basically just like making fun of him the whole time. Mm-hmm. And like, but he be making fun of him. He makes fun of him, but actually gets some really hard questions to him as well. Like, hey, I see you can take that helmet off when you want to, huh? Yeah, it's like, it's not the way. It's like, it's whatever you feel like it. It's like, he really tests, like, you know, what the Mandalorian's really all about. It's like, nah, you just do whatever you want to do. We're the same type of people. You just, you know, you bend the rules when you need to bend them. It's not that different. So I love that episode as well. So, the ending was awesome. Seeing Luke definitely come out there and just. That's the first time I really saw Luke actually look cool fighting. I'm sorry, the old episodes when I looked at those, bruh, I'm sorry, that ding, like I wanted to see some real cool fighting. So he definitely, was twirling that saber around, killing all those dark troopers. So that was pretty cool to finally see Luke at his peak in a way, and he's not old and dying, like they did on the Last Jedi with his telekinesis powers and whatnot. So I think they definitely brought Luke gave him some props. So I enjoyed all the show. I can't really say I had anything really bad to say about the show. It was very entertaining. The kids loved it. We made sure we watched it every Friday.
Bro, if you had told me when I first watched the very first episode when it started, that at the end of the second season, the Mandalorian was going to be riding in Slaves 1 with Boba Fett and Agent May trying to rescue Baby Yoda after recently seeing Ahsoka, and they were going to run into Luke Skywalker, I would have straight sliced you to death with
Yeah.
So this show is the gift that just keeps on giving, bro. Like it's like, wow, it is so amazing, and I think that it's such a breath of fresh air from what we've seen in the sequel movies. Man, the original Star Wars movies are good. The prequel movies are kind of a little divided. Like some of the original Star Wars fans don't like the prequel movies, but once the sequel movies came out, they're like, well, maybe those weren't so bad. But the sequel movies is like. Like people was just like straight up like, I'm done with Star Wars. I don't need to see anything else that Disney does with Star Wars. And so, the Mandalorian has really been that saving grace that's really kept people really interested in what's happening. So props to you, Dave Filoni. He's also the guy that really helmed the Clone Wars as well. So you definitely need to check out the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars is probably the best cartoon of all time, just in terms of how it's really well thought out in terms of plot, it's really well thought out in terms of how it looks. Yeah, it's a really good show.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of praise.
Yeah. And so this show really kind of goes in line with that. It's really well thought out. So props to Jon Favreau as well, Mr. Iron Man himself. So many things about the show. I'll just point out a couple episodes. I did like the spider episode. I thought that was really cool. But let me tell you, Grogu was working my nerves in that show episode, bro. He kept eating those eggs, bro. Like, and then he tried to eat the spider too. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, baby, he gotta eat everything. I gotta try things out.
Yeah, he had to eat everything. That episode, I did like the episode when you got to first see the other Mandalorians, and then you realize that he's actually in a cult and they're not because they took their mask off. Like, yeah, we just take our mask off. Like, why'd you take your mask off? Oh, you one of them people. Like, I thought that was a very interesting dynamic. The first episode the episode where you saw Ahsoka, and it's like you heard that Ahsoka was going to be in the episode, and they did not waste any time, my friend. It's like as soon as the music start playing, it's like
Slide.
Like, dang. And then the episode that you talked about, like with the bass, that was really good because it really played with your perspectives. Because if you really think about it, the people that they were fighting against actually were not bad guys. If you think about it, like the only reason that he had to fight them and kill them was because they were trying to kill the members of the Empire, and they had to pretend to be members of the Empire. Otherwise, they probably would have been on the same side, and then they ended up being rescued by TIE fighters. And then when they got to the base, everybody was like, oh man, you did it. Like, it was a very interesting change of perspective there.
Yeah. That was good. Good. Yeah, that's right.
The episode with Boba Fett was good. The Boba Fett stuff was good, but my favorite thing with Boba Fett was actually seeing them, I think in the last episode, when you see Boba Fett and the Mandalorian walk into the bar together to get the Mandalorians, bro.
Fighting with the flamethrower. So that's like the flamethrower is like the basic I guess, weapon of choice. So he's like, right there, everyone has it.
Yeah.
It's in the Mandalorian starter kit. Flamethrower.
Exactly.
Okay, you got that.
You put you out, kid. Yeah, that junk. How they looked together was awesome. And then of course seeing Luke Skywalker at the end of the last episode, that was amazing, bro. I want to say though, man, what if instead of Luke Skywalker getting out the X-wing, what if it was like, you know, the lizard dad, like the dad of all those eggs? He was like,
no,
we counted. I went back and counted those eggs, bro. We missing some eggs, bro.
Start killing everybody. Coming to get Grogu. Right. Dude got to fight him with his little staff and everything.
Right, exactly. Yes.
Darksaber.
And hopefully people watch to the end of the episode, the last episode, so you can see the Book of Boba Fett's going to be coming out next Christmas. So I'm excited about that. This was a great show. Again, one of the highlights of 2020. Mr. Chuck, how many Chucks does Mandalorian Season 2 get?
We're going to get a 10 out of 10 Chucks for Mandalorian Season 2. Was awesome. I loved every bit of it.
Very good, sir. Very good. And how many Chucks does the Mandalorian overall get?
I would probably say 9. I think it was a little bit on the first season. There was like an episode. I know when we talked about it, was like an episode here or there that just like could have been better. And I think the second season they really worked all the kinks and made it really good. It wasn't any slow pacing, problems like it was on the first season. Like I think the first season, the Mandalorian kind of. He went down a little bit because like he was getting beat up for like the first 3 episodes.
Getting beat up.
Everything was beating him up. The Star Troopers. So right. On this one, like, he definitely like was like the G. Like he was like top notch, assassin guy.
Okay. I can't give it a 10. It's not a perfect show. Like again, you had mentioned the Stormtroopers. The Stormtroopers are no threat at all. And they kind of damage the show a little bit. The fact that they are no threat, like whatsoever. And again, I'll go back to the Clone Wars. That's one of the things that makes the Clone Wars good, is because since you have so many clones, and the clones can get shot, mm-hmm. So that adds some tension back to the show, versus only when you have 2 or 3 important characters and 1,000 ones that are not important and they can get shot. It's okay versus when you have 2 or 3 characters and they're the only ones and they can't get shot at all. It definitely takes away from the tension. So it's not a perfect show, but I will give it a 9.549.
Oh yeah, not a perfect. Yeah.
As far as both seasons together, I think I'm gonna probably give this like an 8.36. Both seasons, because again, like you said, the first season was definitely not as good as the second season. The first season we thought it was good, but we kind of had to. We were just happy to have a little bit of Star Wars, and
True.
This was something to see. We're excited, like, oh yeah, we get to see Star Wars again. But in this one, we were like, oh man, we get to see the Mandalorian again and see what Baby Grogu, bro, Baby Yoda. Let me tell you, man, that doggone baby. Every time I get mad at that mug, he would do something so cute. I'm like, you know what? Go ahead and
start gooing and stuff.
Right.
Oh, real cute.
He do the
wrinkle head.
Throw up.
I got a situation up here.
Exactly. That was cute. That was so cute. It melted my little heart there. So, what do you guys think? What do you think about the? How many Chucks would you give season 1 and season 2 of The Mandalorian? What are your favorite parts? Please leave it in the comments. Give us a like, and of course, you've got to subscribe to survive. This is Color Commentary. We'll give you views from the dark side.
This is not the way.
Saturday morning.